Hey, Lee Wolf here. We are live with Tech Face On. It is Friday. Hope everyone's not out celebrating yet that it's the weekend and you have a little time to listen. As always, I am sitting next to Mr. RIchie Bello, and today we have a special guest who's also going to be working alongside Richie and I at White Dove Bird as a client relationship partner, Sharief Ferris. How you
Hello,
guys
guys.
doing?
Good. Doing great, really. Thanks a
Good.
lot for having us.
All right, awesome. Well, before we get rolling on the show today, I'm just going to run a quick promo from our sponsor, which is White Dove Bird. All right, hang on one sec here. In the world of SEO, or search engine optimization, there are plenty of people that are going to call themselves experts and promise all kinds of traffic that will supposedly show up to the digital doorway to your website. But what does traffic really mean to you and your business? I mean, if you think of traffic like people shopping in a shopping mall, yeah, there are thousands of people walking around the mall, looking in and out of stores, passing by windows, but are they walking inside and making an actual purchase? You need traffic that actually converts, and that's why your SEO has to be on target. At White Dove Bird, we're the experts that not only bring the right customers to your door, but through it, while making sure that their user experience is the right experience. Just check out the site, set up a quick appointment, and bring traffic that converts to your business. Listen, at White Dove Bird, the world clicks with us. All right, so Sharief, it's great having you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lee.
Yeah, and I'm excited to start working with you as well. Why don't you give us a little bit of background on just where you're coming from and how you got here today?
Sure. I've been in the automotive field for about 24 years now. Went directly into wholesale, essentially supplying new car dealerships with pre-owned inventory, buying their pre-owned inventory and redistributing them to independent dealers. Thoroughly have loved it. Always been a big fan of technology, but integrating technology with the personal touch, with people relations, and putting it all together. So I met Gene, and when Richie had started Shop Smart Autos, was very interested in his technology and what he was doing in the automotive field. And then one thing led into another. He reached out, and we're sitting here talking.
Awesome. All right, yeah, so we're talking digital marketing and the idea of turning your website and your digital systems into a marketplace instead of just going out there and trying to buy third-party leads, because we all know that world is dead as a doornail.
Right.
I just aged myself with that saying. But so where does it all start, right? If you have a website, Richie, first things first, assessment, right?
Right. So let's talk about, first of all, he comes from the wholesale business,
Mm-hmm.
right? So why did we reach out to him, and why is it important? Right. So he's got an ability. He's got an ability with inventory, right? For the e-commerce businesses and for all businesses, he's got that mindset as flip the inventory. Don't buy until you earn it. So he's got that mentality already. So he's very analytical. So when it comes to where we want him in, is he's a partner of White Dove Bird dealing with clients' relations. So he has that analytical brain. He also has the inventory. Like, for example, we have a client, a Bath Planet. He's very careful on the inventory, and we addressed that already once, because he buys all these supplies, and then he owes the supplies, and he's not flipping that because he doesn't have the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he understands that process, right? So that process, that's why he's an important figure at White Dove Bird. There's a tremendous value that he has with his analytical brain and knowing that this inventory has to go. Whether you're selling money, whether you're selling cars, whether you're selling computers, whatever you're selling, that has to flip consistently.
Right.
Because if it doesn't flip consistently, what happens is money depreciates, right? So the depreciation of money is going to catch up to you as you have this inventory.
Sure.
So that's what everybody's careful with. He's got 24 years basically of that experience, right? So I want the audience to understand that for a second. All right. Now, yes, the first thing that you do is you start in assessing the website. What's their citation? What's their trust flow? And what is their domain authority? Right.
Right.
So all three things have a lot to do with rankings. And let me just address this. There's a lot of SEO companies out there that they think by blogging and by doing blogging on Google My Business and blogging, that's how you're going to get a ranking. That's not how you're going to get a ranking. Let's face it. That ain't going to work. However, you get a site that has a ranking of 70 or 80% domain authority, and you put a blog on that about your company, now that's going to increase your ranking, because ranking is something that works immediately. Your ranking on your site, it's consistently. That's something that boosts it right up. So what we're different is, yes, we believe in content. Content is king, but in reality, distribution is King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a beautiful site with beautiful content, but how many eyeballs are seeing it? Well, that's what we do. You bring it to us, and now we put you out of the distributions platforms that we have.
Right.
So what does that mean? That means we're publishers, right? So with the partnership and relationship of LookSmart, I have access to all publishers like Google does, right? So you'll get your domain authority up. Understand, Google doesn't really care if you do ads, because those ads that you're doing, that doesn't count against you for your ranking. So you can do all the ads you want, and you think, well, I'm first position. Yeah, only when you have the ads. So what I mean, they don't care. They care about the money and the ads, but that they're not going to give you no ranking. Ranking only happens with SEO and with the company.
Right.
You have to always pick the right company, or if you pick the wrong company, at least you learn from it, right?
Right.
Content is great, but content is not going to get you anywhere in the SEO world. What it's going to do is going to optimize your website, right? And optimization starts with SEO, and it goes all the way to Google Analytics. You got to optimize that audience every day. So what we do is optimize your audience, optimize your website, optimize your images. I mean, everything, right? And get you the ranking. That's the key thing. Ranking, right? Because without the ranking, your competitor's going to eat your lunch and your dinner and leave you homeless. Bottom line. So that's what we do, is we focus on that ranking and we bring up your domain authority. Why do we want to get your domain authority up? Because when you do the valuation of your URL,
mm-hmm.
you've invested, like, say, $10,000 in SEO in the last couple of months, but your domain authority goes up. So when you appraise your URL, the appraisal goes up, right? So now you're investing in something called digital real estate. What is digital real estate? Your URL. That's your digital real estate. Digital real estate, if you look up that term, it's a very, very big business. Okay. If you do a cable ad, if you do a radio ad, if you do print ad, that's not going to help your URL.
Right.
What we do, you have to look at it as you're an investor. It brings up your domain authority and it brings your money up.
Right.
Right? Because you're investing in your brand and in your URL.
Awesome. And then on to mapping. Seems as though most most people think that you sign up with Google, you end up on a list, you come up on the map, and that's good enough.
Well, let's talk about that. There's a lot of people that are confused what Google My Business is.
Right.
So let's go back to history. Google My Business is nothing more than Google Plus. They eliminated Google Plus. They made it into a LinkedIn on Google My Business.
Mhm.
They made it into a community. What makes them a community? You can put a post there, a blog. You can blog every day. You can put images. You can put videos, and you got reputation and you got reviews. It's a directory.
Right.
Okay, that's what it is, with a community attached to it. The community part, people can communicate within the community, but when you see the reviews and all that, you're able to tell. So people go on LinkedIn and spend a fortune, business owners. They go to Facebook and spend a fortune, right? They hire a team to write for them, to optimize it. Well, 85 or 90% of the business owners we have don't even know that thing about Google, right? So now there's something called a heat map, which shows you your keywords. So we have a technology that'll drive those keywords up, right? So now between Google My Business and your website, now you increase your traffic.
Right.
And let me be clear on something. By you increasing your domain authority and you doing all these things, you could get leads. But the whole thing with that is when you really start doing ads and you really want to scale your business and you want to get a marketplace going with your website and leads, then your conversion goes crazy, because when that thing's optimized, forget it. I've seen some of my clients hit 25, 30% when they start doing ads in conversion. Google says it's 2%. But when you optimize your brand, you optimize your URL, you optimize your mapping, you're just going to blow up. And let's face it, years ago, you needed to know a customer's revenue to do a cable ad and to do this. Today, every customer wants SEO.
Right.
Here's the biggest thing. Today, it's not about location either. So if you have a customer that's off the track and beat, okay, that customer got a good deal on the rental because he's off track and beat. And the reason he did it was because he knows about a little bit about digital marketing, because it doesn't matter where your location is. You're just driving traffic.
Yeah. Once they're interested, they're going to look for you.
Right. Yeah, like the catering halls. There's catering halls that have locations. There's some that are off location that it's so hard to find.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because the ones that are hard to find spend more money in the exposure of digital marketing and book about the same type of venues. But the guy that is in one place, he's spending, $100,000 a month in rent.
Right.
While the other guy is spending $15,000 or $20,000 in rent.
Right. Right.
So all he's doing is putting $10,000 to the traffic, and then it blows up. That's all.
Right.
So it's, location is not important no more.
Yeah. 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 God knows you have a couple of catering halls that are in very strange locations with beautiful views, but with a minimal budget, you were filling them. And
yeah, like we have this weekend we have a showcase, a wedding showcase. They only wanted 100 people. Well, we passed that 100, and we are 104 people today.
Right.
And he's not in a great location. He's off the track and beat.
Right.
Doesn't matter, because you have something called Google and you got something called Facebook. Yeah. All you got to put is a link and drive that traffic there, and see you later.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And once you have the optimization, once you have the SEO, this client's been doing SEO 8-9 years with us. Once you have that optimization going, it's going to convert. And once you're always optimizing that audience, it's going to convert. Now you've made something into a machine. I want all the business owners to think about something. You're a business owner. A lead comes to me and tells me, Richie, I have leads for you. Let's say I do bathrooms. he's got third-party leads. Not to my website. He's selling me leads. Okay. He's a lead generation company. His value is higher than mine. He's a marketplace. Okay. Now, converting that product that Lee has into me getting first-party leads, first of all, first-party leads, you're going to close better because they're already sold on your brand. They went on your website, they filled out the form, they're already sold on your brand. Right? My intellectual property, my URL is going to go up in value. When I'm buying that lead from somebody else, there's no value because I'm not generating that customer. Oh, you want to sell your company within the next 5 years, you're generating the lead that has a different value than you buying leads. Because the one that has the value is Lee Wolf because he's got his own marketplace and is selling me the leads. Big difference.
Right.
Huge difference. So your company is valued on the traffic, on how many customers you get, and your profits. How long have you been in business? And how many people you got that are making it happen for you. So there's a lot of different things that fall in. So when you have the digital real estate handled, there's a big value. People want to buy today businesses that are making money. Nobody wants to get into a startup or anything like that. It's more of a headache than it's actually worth.
Right.
The only person that does that is me.
Right.
Because I like headaches. It must, right? Because it's like the 5th or 6th startup that I've been involved with. I like headaches.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to get money from somebody and invest in a real company that's making money. But no, I want to do it
the hard way
myself. The only thing that's telling me, either I'm dumb or I just like the pain. Because it is painful.
Yeah.
But they always say no pain, no gain,
Right.
But in the digital platforms, it's easy to grow a business it's not really a hard thing to do.
Right. Yeah. And now we have Sharief on the team.
Right. And again, like I said, one of his biggest assets is that analytical part. Knowing that turn and earn the inventory. I mean, there's e-commerce sites there that have $2 million in inventory. They don't even have a budget for marketing. Well, why not? How are you going to get rid of the inventory if you don't have a budget? You're
Right.
supposed to be putting like 15% of what you have as a budget.
Right.
How much is that costing you, Mr. Customer? How much money does that cost you to carry that inventory?
Right.
Because money is not cheap. You got to pay for money.
Right.
Money is not a currency that's for free, that people just walk around with boxes of money and, Santa Claus time. You got to pay for that. So now they have all this inventory. What? So, and I see that in dealerships and I see that in the e-commerce business,
Right.
People just nobody figures out the numbers now. What's good about Sharief is that he figures out because he's been doing it for 25 years.
Yeah, and do you, Sharief, and if you could just hold it down, Sharief, because you're really dominating the whole show here. Sorry,
I'm listening.
No, it's good. No, it's good. It's good. Richie and I go off sometimes, but do you come from an analytical background as well? Like, let's say before the 24 years.
I think it's something that you learn. I think it's something you get adapted to it. You get thrown into the fire and you kind of learn it. So I didn't study it, didn't go to college for it. But just something you learn. Just in any industry, you adapt to it and you learn what skills work for you. And certainly a learning process. And I think integrating the personal touch along with the technology is something that I'm excited about. Getting in front of our clients, understanding them, understanding their family, understanding what their vision is, and then putting all that together, adding the technology and the data to it, and then really just making it, come to fruition.
Right.
That's the exciting part of it, you know, learning my clients, not just sitting behind a computer, clicking a button, looking at numbers. That's boring.
Yeah.
Getting in front of the customers, getting in front of our clients, learning about them, seeing what their vision is. And it's not just a business for them, right? They have families that they're taking care of. They have employees, families. So being a part of that and watching that grow is so rewarding in itself.
And that takes a huge missing piece that I've found in the sales world, which is actively listening to people.
You have to truly care too. You can, I mean, you can be money hungry and you just go after money. People are going to feel that. People are going to read that. When you genuinely care for people and you're a people's person, they know that. And sales is about trust and relationships, and that's something that I thrive on building. Because it's you can't really put a monetary value on having a client and watching their business just blow up, you know, in a positive way, like watching them succeed. Because again, it's not just them; it's their families, it's their employees' families. You know, it's a trickle down effect, and that's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Granted, we need to make money, and you know, we're in the business to profit, but we're in the business to profit altogether.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel the same way, that their successes aren't only your financial success, but it's an accomplishment that you've, you know, ticked off in your life. To help a business grow means you're doing something right.
Absolutely. I couldn't imagine, like RIchie in the wedding halls. You know, if it's a new business and then he goes in there a year from now and he's going to one of these weddings and there's 300 people and the guy's ecstatic. I mean, that's rewarding to see something grow. That is, you know, knowing that you were a part of it is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And RIchie, are you giving away a free pink flashlight with every?
Oh no! You know what? I got this from a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Actually, a friend of yours, Lee, too. And I brought it, and you know, I was just thinking about him today. That person would be Anthony. So he gave me 2 of these flashlights. I bought one at Home Depot, but I left it in my vehicle.
Oh, okay.
So
that's cool. Cool. RIchie, tell us a little bit about Go High Level and our veterans.
Oh yes, so Go High Level, we're giving every veteran-owned business gets the CRM Go High Level on us, on RIchie Bello / White Dove Bird. You know, as everybody, a lot of people know, a lot of people don't. I have a nonprofit, and one of the most important things to me, myself, personally, is my nonprofit, for it to continue as even when I'm not here, you know.
Yeah.
When I go bye birdie, you know what I mean? Is to continue that nonprofit and continue that mission, because that's very important to me. I've had it for 8 or 9 years. So I love the vets. Once you understand what they've done, you will love them too. And once you understand what the government has done, all right, you'll really say, what the hell's wrong with this picture?
Right.
There's not a car salesman that's worse than a recruiter. The recruiters can run cartwheels around any salesperson. So, Mr. Customer, when you go to a dealership and you think you're getting sold by a salesman, understand the recruiters are doing that to our kids.
Mm-hmm.
18 and 19 years old. They're slamming them and they're over promising them and way under delivering. And when these kids come back home, this is why the suicide thing is so big. This is why my book that I have out there, every donation I give to the suicide, because it's ridiculous what they tell these kids from the age of 17 that are just thinking of different options. Done.
Yeah.
You go there and your kid is done.
Yeah.
And when he comes back, what he was told doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're more of a salesman, really bad, than your typical used car salesman that you have a picture in Consumer Reports about.
Oh, let me tell you, my kids, they grabbed 2 of my kids in the strangest of places, convinced one of them to go into a kind of like a boot camp that was happening with the Marines. They call him, they call me, they call his mother. Let me tell you, they could really do a lot of sales training for the for the local business.
And you know what? And the thing they tell you is like, and nobody's paying attention to that. It's like they're worse than any car salesperson because they get a kid that's 17 years old. Their closing ratio is 75 or 80%.
Yeah.
I went through that whole interview phase because I had a nonprofit I still have it 7 years ago. And when I got it, I said, I want to know how you guys recruit. So I went to Washington and put me in a room and I heard everything.
Yeah.
It's like crazy what they do.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly legal. There's no lemon law or nothing like that. And they're messing up people's head.
Yeah.
Because they go out there, whatever they told them to go out there, that's what they get. But when they come back on the B-back bus, oh my God. When they think they don't have anything.
Yeah. Well,
all they got is a veteran, the VA hospital, with chances are that's not going to work either because that's ridiculous how that's being run. And, you know, it's a bad situation. It's like, and that's the whole thing with me, with them. And I don't really care what I say. I mean, everybody knows that I speak like this. You know, I could care less about the government, but three times. I care about them 3 times. Let me tell you why. Because when I went there 7 years ago for grants, they gave me a song and a dance. And then I went back and they gave me the same song and a dance. And then I did what they told me. And then they gave me another song and a dance. So I says, the hell with it. I'll do it myself.
Right.
We got, you know, funding and Looksbar and myself and Clickable and all that. And we put our heads together. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty awesome, though, that Go High Level will be on the house for them. And then we're able to, from there, set them up with training if they want to go that route. I'm still learning Go High Level. Right. It's an incredible system, but very deep. So,
and the reason I gave it to the vets because I feel that they need help in marketing, and a veteran would Go High Level could start doing it himself, you know. And by the way, we have coaches that'll help you with Go High Level. That'll be training your team and all this stuff and show you how to do it.
Right.
And it's a marketing platform that the business people like veterans need, because when they get that, they're going to realize that, okay, it's like you can do a lot yourself. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to sell the veterans anything. I'm doing it to actually help the veterans.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, just we're going to have Sharief back on Monday for Game Face Monday, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excited about it.
Yeah, it should be good stuff. And we're going to be focusing a little more in the automotive realm on that. And I want to thank you for being with us here today, Sharief. And again, really excited to start working with you.
Yeah, same here. Excited for the opportunity, and let's make some things happen.
Yeah, definitely. And Richie, as always, thanks for having me here with you.
Thank you, Lee. And we'll see each other on Monday, right?
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Have a good one, guys.